So we started EP Live's new season on February 5th, and then immediately afterwards we skipped a week because it was my birthday.
On vacation.
I went on vacation
Not
right
a good
away,
time.
which was maybe not the best planning, but yeah, it was my birthday and it was my daughter's birthday.
Yes, happy
and
birthday, Vic. Let's give a round of applause for Vic.
Thank you.
1 year younger.
It feels great to be 40 finally.
Yeah. 28.
But we had an amazing trip to Disneyland. It was such an incredible trip down there. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Galaxy's Edge because this is kind of still brand new.
Yeah.
And I wanted to sort of review it and we could chat a little bit about it.
I wanted, because I just went about a few months ago.
Yes.
Before I want to know your reaction, what was Ruby's reaction?
Oh, she was in heaven.
Yeah,
She was dressed as Rey, and we're not showing her face, Marcy, my wife, Marcy, so don't worry. But she was dressed as Rey, and she was running into stormtroopers, and
amazing.
Kylo Ren was like looking at her and staring her down, and she got hugged by Chewbacca, and ran into like adult Reys who would kneel down and talk to her and stuff.
And genuinely, what was your like first reaction when you walked in from?
Awe.
Yeah, you were just.
It's awe. I mean, it's like the most beautiful movie set that's perfectly lit.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what time of day that you go there. And we were there like first thing in the morning all the way till the evening.
Yeah.
And the life-size Millennium Falcon in the middle of the corner of the courtyard and the market. You know what really impressed me? We've been going to Disney for many years because I have a lot of video game events down there. And then I usually invite my family to come down and join me, and we end up at Disneyland. But it wasn't so much about selling you plastic souvenirs.
Yeah.
They have a real, I don't know, it's like they're trying to make it a lot more quality stuff.
It feels like they're just trying to bring you into the Star Wars world.
Yeah.
Right? There's people recruiting you to come play Sabacc, on the side, and there's just, obviously characters walking around, and you see the Resistance running away from the stormtroopers, and they're telling you where they are, and I've actually seen people tell the stormtroopers where they are, and like it's so much fun. It feels like you're, in an adult playground, in a sense.
Yeah, you'll hear TIE fighters and X-Wing fighters flying overhead, and you'll actually look up because it's just perfectly placed.
So what was the first ride you went into?
Well, only Smuggler's Run was
just open. Okay.
Well, no, Rise of the Resistance was open, and we did get on it, and I'd show in our footage. I show maybe a tiny little second.
So you did do Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, I didn't want to spoil it. Did you get on that?
No. It was not open when I was there a few months ago.
Well, this is the thing. It is an incredibly elaborate ride, and I'm not going to hype it up too much. It got hyped up to us like crazy. But yes, of course, you need to experience Rise of the Resistance. But the way you experience it is almost a ride in itself. You have to be at the park at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you have to get inside the doors by 8. And nothing's open except you can get into the park. And then as soon as you get into the park, and at 8 o'clock precisely, the app lets you sign on to a boarding party, and you got basically 2 minutes. And the whole day's worth of Rise of the Resistance is out. And so you'll hear people at 8 o'clock in the morning, And so we were
groups.
We were on boarding party 20, and so we got on, and it is pretty. I'm not going to even, because I don't want my thoughts to color anything, but it is to be experienced.
Did you mouth off Chewie we're home as soon as you got into the Millennium Falcon?
I sure did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I sure did.
You are
we shot me coming down the hallway a few times.
Just the right kind of dork that I love.
And my friend Bob Donatucci, who I've known for about 25 years, I met him. He actually worked at the Collective. He lives down near there, and he's been a Disney season pass holder forever. He and his wife Minna, and they joined us. And he generously played Chewie in that moment. So Chewie, we're home, and then Bob just came home as Chewie. He was very kind. That's my Chewie right there. I love that man. He's amazing.
I know we don't have much time, but you got to tell us about the lightsaber building.
Yeah, okay.
And tell us about what color lightsaber you went into, and if you put the lightsaber in a holocron, and if you cried.
I came so goddamn close to crying. It was embarrassing. Okay. I was like I was choking back tears. But I gotta say, first off, the Millennium Falcon, the Smuggler's Run ride, you have to do that. But the best way to do that is with a group of 4 or more people.
Yeah,
so
6 that can run at one time.
6 at a time. If you can get 6 people to go in, then you can sort of pick what seat you're going to be in. The best way to to ride the thing is to be the pilot.
Yeah.
How many times did you do the ride?
I only did it once.
Yeah.
And I was a gunner. I was
did
pressing
it-
a button the whole time.
We did it 5 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would have kept going because it was amazing. But the best way is to be the pilot. But it's so much fun when you've got a group of people with you and you do it. It's so much fun. But yes, the most enjoyable thing that I did was build the lightsaber, and it was incredibly expensive. They're like $200 US to actually walk
300
out of the
Canadian,
park with
pretty
them.
much, yeah.
But it wasn't even the souvenir, which we own. It was the process of putting it together, which was all wonderfully acted, and they come out with all the pieces, and you're selecting. I chose peace and justice or something.
Yeah, like the main one, pretty
Yeah.
much, like the main good guy.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Luke Skywalker.
Well, it
one
has Luke parts and it has a lot of Obi-Wan parts.
Yes.
So you can kind of make them
with Yoda color. I chose the green because
Or,
I
Luke
love
had
Yoda.
a green lightsaber later on
Yeah,
too, right?
yes.
Did you go into the store later, put your crystal in the holocron, and find out what
No.
crystal you got? Vic.
I didn't do
could've-
everything, partially because we wanted all of Disney, but also because I don't want to. Because there's also an app that you can play with, and you can go around.
Yeah. I
Tons
didn't do
of
that.
tons of spoilers and things like that, and lots of crossovers with the movies. I didn't want everything to be experienced on this one trip.
Yeah,
I wanted to get a nice view of most of the stuff. Even the food was great. I'm
Oh,
a
it was good.
vegetarian. I had great vegetarian food, but I want to go back and drill down and maybe play with some other crystals and stuff too. But it was emotional. I truly was like tearing up. I was thinking of my decades of loving Star Wars, and then I'm watching my daughter build her lightsaber, and I was totally overwhelmed.
What color did Ruby?
She chose purple.
Okay.
So
yes.
she's
the Mace Windu.
She's all into the Mace Windu.
Yeah, I like
so
it.
The lightsabers look fantastic together, and I'll never forget that moment. It was
That's
was amazing. As great as the whole park was, that building the lightsaber, I can't recommend that enough.
Yeah.
It's a total extravagance. You don't need to do it, but gosh, it's fun.
How did you get it through the airport?
I was so worried that they were going to get crushed or broken, or I was standing up by the overhead so that nobody would squish anything on it. I was just like protecting trying not to look like the biggest nerd in the world.
Protecting your lightsaber,
But I
okay.
didn't want anything that I didn't want it to fall down on anybody.
Yeah.
We got them home safe and sound. They're all good.
Nice.
Everything is good.